I am so excited. I'm sitting outside, see? And I'm just excited because God's word says in 1 Peter 1:8, for those of us that love God, it says we haven't even seen him, but we love him. And that faith that he's given us to believe in his invisible, all-wise, good, loving, caring, benevolent God is protecting us. And so I just want to encourage you, no matter where you're at in your life, in your walk with the Lord, there's 3 stages. There's the childlike walk. You just got born again. You're excited about that. And then you grow into like an adult, like a young adult, where you are getting an understanding of how to use the principles of God's word in your everyday earthly life, but you're using the spiritual principles. Like instead of talking about your problems and they dominate you, you speak to your problems. And then the next stage is this is in 1 John chapter 2, and then the next stage is mature Christian. And that's where you're making disciples. You're reproducing yourself, or reproducing the Christ in you in others. You're pouring yourself out on others on a regular basis, not just on Christmas, Easter, or Sunday, but that's a passion that you have to make disciples. It's like, your interests don't supersede what God's interests are for you and your calling. That's when you become a mature believer. And so no matter what stage you're at, though, here's what I want you to understand, is that everything we're going through is a test. Life is a test. We have trials and tribulations coming left and right. That's 2 Corinthians 7:5. Paul said, he had fears on the inside and troubles coming on the outside from Satan. So you got this indwelling sin that Satan uses to scare us through his lies, to get us to not allow God's word to dominate, which is like tending and taking care of your garden right here between your ears. So I guess I'm just saying, no matter what you're going through, choose to focus on God's word. Nobody else, you must allow, I call them 3 M's, memorize, meditate, and mouth it. You must begin a memorization program for yourself, get a plan and stick with it, get a vision, because visionaries are missionaries. When you got a vision and you can see there's a mission that comes out, that you got to share that with somebody, a body buddy, a friend, a family member, somebody, whatever your gifting is, that's where it's going to flow through. So I want to encourage you, believers, so we can see more of God's presence, his kingdom come on earth as is in heaven. And I'm also going to learn, my daughter's going to help me, I'm going to get my YouTube channel up. I'm going to start doing a lot of promotion about 2 trees, 1 choice, and just other things that I believe that are important for believers to know. So stay tuned, and when I start getting my YouTube up, subscribe to it. But I just want to stir you up to know that you have everything that it takes in this world that pertains to life and godliness to live out the destiny that God has given to you. You can do it. Only you can. And see, and not only when you do that, it strengthens the rest of the members of the body. Remember, it's not about anybody's kingdom. It's not about our thing, their thing, that denomination, that religion, that movement, that cause. It's God's cause. Okay, it's God's cause. He's the one that can make the crooked places straight. He's the one that can break the gates of bronze, and he's the one that can cut the bars of iron. And he did it back in the Stone Age, the Bronze Age, and the Iron Age, and the Cyber Stage Age. And he'll do it forever and ever. But be a part of that movement. That's the kingdom you want to be a part of. Because you know why? We're already in the kingdom. That's our position. We have a kingdom position. And then you use your kingdom keys. Matthew 16, you got the keys. Just means the principles, or the promises, or the law, the ordinance. That's the authority that we have. Keys give you authority. Principles of God gives you authority. You got to learn how to use them. Otherwise, you just kind of stay in that childlike stage that I talked about earlier, or and never really mature into a young adult or even a mature believer. Because there's a lot of people that are in their 70s and 80s and they're acting like they're 12 and 13. They don't know yet how to use the kingdom keys, so they're kind of double-minded, you know. And James talks about that. So get more single-minded, stay focused. You can do this. I hope you come to my new class. I believe it's going to be in September right here where I live at. I believe we're going to teach 2 Trees, 1 Choice in person. We're going to have all kinds of creative ways to implement the principles. Just being creative, uniting together, having fun together, doing drama, singing, laughing, crying. So I'm excited about what God's beginning to unfold to let me see how He wants to do this. Okay, so I've talked long enough. I love to teach. I love to talk. And most of all, I love to proclaim God's word. And just remember, everything you're going through is a test. The question is, will you recognize it and how will you respond? Because only you can. You are not responsible for other people's choices. Only responsible how you choose to respond. Life or death, blessings or cursing. And God's word says choose life so you and your descendants can live. Deuteronomy 30:19. Love you all. This is Mama T. Over and out.